Today's potential for flooding comes just 2 weeks after another storm caused lots of problems in our area.
Now, joining us now is Pete Chichetti, the acting director of New York State Emergency Management. Thank you so much for being with us this afternoon.
Thank you for having me.
So how does the state, there's a pretty good area that's going to be impacted by these storms this afternoon. How does the state prepare for this round of weather?
Yeah, so we've been tracking the forecast closely for the past 48 hours. With each forecast update, it has gotten a bit more concerning. So one of our key focuses is making sure the public understands the severity of a forecast like this. As was just mentioned, the flash flood risk level was upgraded a few hours ago to a moderate risk level, which means up to 70% chance of flash flooding across New York City and parts of the Hudson Valley and in Long Island. And we really need people to understand what that means, especially because a lot of people went to work this morning. It was sunny and dry, and their commute this evening will not be that. So please, please, please pay close attention. In addition to that, we have our State Emergency Operations Center activated to enhance monitoring. We have our Fire Operations Center activated. We have pre-staged water rescue teams across the Hudson Valley to support local response efforts if needed. We are in near constant communication with our local partners at the county and municipal level to make sure they are ready and they have what they need. And the MTA is ready to quickly deploy pumps, generators, or other equipment as needed if there's flooding in the subway. And we have our state emergency stockpiles open and ready to deploy emergency equipment as needed as well.
Pete, let's talk a little bit more about the MTA. As I'm sure you're familiar with the news of what's going on in the subway system. You know, this power outages has just been wreaking havoc on the subway system, line after line knocked out. And now with the potential for flooding, we can see we're showing video of past subways issues down there. This could be a really serious issue. Talk to me a little bit about more how you're coordinating with the MTA and what you can do to help prevent this from happening.
So preventing it from happening is on the mitigation side. They have taken steps over the past several years to mitigate the impacts of flooding. So if you'll notice some entrances to subways, you have to step up before you go down. There have been a lot of flood mitigation efforts funded, and there are future efforts funded in the capital plan as well. In terms of responding, when you get rainfall rates like the ones we're expecting of 2 or 3 inches per hour, the water just sometimes has nowhere to go, and it goes into the subway system. MTA is really, really quick at responding with pumps, generators, or whatever emergency equipment is needed to restore service as quickly as possible and keep people safe.
Look, climate change is an issue that we can't avoid, even those of us who refuse to acknowledge that it is an issue. As we see more and more of these kinds of storms, and the experts seem to say we are likely to see that happen, how is the state preparing to have things in place to sort of mitigate the problems?
Yeah, unfortunately, we are seeing more and more extreme weather events, especially extreme rainfall. Hurricane Ida was the most significant rainfall rate in recorded history at Central Park. Recently, we had more than 2 inches an hour at that same station, which was the second most rain. Last year in Suffolk County, we saw 10 inches in a night. We are really seeing more and more extreme rainfall rates. And so we are investing in emergency management. We are investing in mitigation and resiliency across the state. We have extremely good partnerships with the National Weather Service and our state-funded New York State Weather Risk Communication Center to give us the best weather information both in advance and in real time, so we can make informed decisions about what response actions we need to take. That's how we knew we should pre-stage water rescue teams. That's how we knew we should keep our stockpiles open and have pumps and generators on the ready. That's how we knew we needed to really get the message out today about the severity of this. And that's how we knew we needed to coordinate across state agencies and across county and city governments as well to make sure they're ready too.
Pete, thanks. We all have our fingers crossed that we get through this without any deaths or severe damage. Pete Chichetti, the acting director of New York State Emergency Management. Again, thank you for joining us.